Spanish has his hand raised. He's been waiting.
Said something funny. I thought that was funny.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Fascist actually means bundle.
How are you?
It does. It means. It
I'm
does.
alright.
It means,
The title of the space is very interesting.
Yes, well, I think Jordan, Jordan's, I think, is white because he asked, or he was like, what other race does this besides the white race? And, it was all very consciousness, individuated consciousness, and dream world, and, not any kind of concrete real world solutions to problems like Claire has.
What is the problem?
What do you mean? What is the problem?
what are the solutions?
Well, have you? Did Claire tell you about
change a
secular
propagandized person?
Okay, I don't. First of all, I don't support her program. But has she told you about secular Koranism?
Secular Koranism?
Yes,
I
you
never
haven't
heard
heard of it. You haven't heard of it.
No, that's something new to me.
Where'd Jordan go? Oh,
It's like Islam, but with like secularism, right?
it's the laws of the Quran without God, without festivals, without prayer, without anything, just the law, nothing else, no God.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's kind of interesting. I'll call it political Islam then.
Oh yes, good name for it.
Political Islam.
Well, it's really Sharia for non-Muslims. To restore social conservatism.
Well, no, it's just that look like, white men when they come on, they want to talk about philosophy and Plato and all these other kinds
What's wrong with that?
It's
Why are you a hater, bro?
That's all you talk about, and you have no legalistic solutions to anything.
You don't even fucking know who I am.
Well, that was the whole point. I mean, you derailed this whole conversation into Plato when the point was that's what white men do. White straight men do.
What are you talking about, white straight men like that?
Because that's all they do. I've noticed a pattern. I'm a pattern recognizer.
What do Hispanic men do?
Because our society are filled with fucking godless people like you. Maybe that's why.
Excuse me, I'm the one who focuses on concrete things, not abstract.
You're fucking talking about witchcraft or some stupid shit.
Excuse me, my solutions or whatever is that I'm promoting or whatever I discuss. When we were talking about witchcraft, like if your child wants to believe in polytheism, then let them. Who cares?
Why are you dogging on me for talking about Plato?
All witchcraft is magic. There's good magic and there's bad magic. That's all it is.
It's just that even the woman that was on said that all this philosophizing among straight white men is making women sick. And it's true. There has to be some kind of like concrete.
I don't give a fuck about what women think.
I know, that's why you don't have children, probably.
Bro, it's not their problem, bro. White people just have a problem just in the general senses of not having heritage or culture. It's not their fault, though, bro. Can't blame
Why
them.
would I want to base my worldview on what a woman believes?
Well,
modern woman.
Maybe if you did, you would be more practical and think of practical solutions and actually political activism and something that might change the world.
Yeah, that'll be a good night.
Claire, do you think that men should focus more on political activism and changing the world? Claire?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you think men should focus more on political activism than philosophy?
Well, you need both, because philosophy is about deciding whether something is or isn't, and whether something should or shouldn't be done.
Okay, but are you pleased with the ratio that straight white men are taking philosophy versus political action? Are you pleased with their progress?
No, because they're using it as displacement therapy. So they're like yakking a lot about abstract
Why
ideas.
is there all this talk about straight white men and no talk about white women and no talk about black
Because
men
white
and no talk
white
about
women.
black women?
Do you know
Because
why?
we're concerned about white
Do you,
men.
no, do you know why? Because
There's
white women and black men.
browbeating. It's
I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because white women and black men are more concerned with concrete affairs.
like what?
Like
No, that's
like what? Like
What the fuck are you talking about?
okay,
What? He's
women
right,
like
Going to a
like
Jay-Z
Claire,
concert? Like fucking going to the club and shaking your ass? What the
like
fuck are you talking about?
actually like Claire, like actually what laws will you change in order to change society?
What laws would you change to make it more able for white women to shake their ass at a Jay-Z at a Diddy party? What kind
Well,
of stuff?
they're more
Do you
interested
think
in
white women
they're
and
more
black
interested
men,
in
when they're
keeping their
together, they have
political rights.
conversations
They're
that are
more
constructive?
interested they're more interested in defending their political rights, so they're more interested in
What
politics
political rights
generally.
do they
Well,
not have
okay,
that they
well,
have to defend?
okay, well, they don't want them taken away or anything like that.
What rights have
To
are
vote,
are
to vote.
are people suggesting to take away?
Well, just they're not. Look, if you think women are just going to be becoming lax about the rights that they have, then I don't know what to tell you. No minority is going to become lax about the rights that they have.
What minorities' rights are being challenged right now in Western
It
countries?
doesn't need to be. If it was taken away once, it can be taken away again.
Man,
Well,
Okay,
can we
you don't
talk
know
about
what
a
it is
different
to be a
topic?
minority. What do you
Can
know
we
about
skip the
being a
topic
minority
and
that's
go
affecting your
into a new
rights?
topic, guys? If you don't mind.
first of all, I'm Jewish. Secondly, I don't even give a fuck that I'm Jewish. And I could play the fucking minority card all day, but that shit is fucking stupid bullshit.
Okay,
I
so
could
then
go to my fucking library and be like, hey, everybody, I'm Jewish. Why aren't there enough Hanukkah books here? But I don't do that because I'm not a fucking asshole.
You're a good guy, bro. I respect that.
Thank you. I mean, what are you? Are you serious? This rhetoric
look,
is so
I'm
tired.
talking about,
We've been
like we're
hearing about this
talking about
white man.
women.
men-
Okay, I rambled off all the women philosophers that I listened to more than men philosophers because
What? Name a woman philosopher.
well, Claire is one.
That's kind of a blunt, harsh kind of mean, but
Okay, Claire is one.
who's Claire?
Claire Khaw, you're
That's
talking to her
me.
now.
That's me, Santa of Secular Koranism. That's me.
Okay, well, a woman can be very smart, obviously, like a man can be very smart. A woman can be really dumb, like a guy can be really dumb.
Okay,
But
but they're more
you're talking about
concrete.
philosophers. I don't.
They're more interested about this world bread and butter table issues.
That's not true, and really vague.
Okay, no, it's not. Look, like, okay, there's certain things that you see again and again whenever there's a Jewish person in the space. You notice something that happens again and over, and you start to recognize whenever there's straight white men in the space, it becomes highly abstract discussion.
There are some
Well,
bullshit.
I'm having the abstract discussion, and I'm Jewish. I'm not sniveling about anti-Semitism. Is that breaking
Well,
your
maybe you're not.
dynamic here?
Maybe
Of
you're not.
everybody has to fit into the racial category. Who
I'm
sounds more racist, you or me? Who sounds
Well,
more racist?
No, well,
Because you're bitching
okay,
about straight white
you're a
men so much.
one-off. I'm not saying there's not exceptions to the rule. I said there's just a general pattern. There is. Maybe you don't fit the general pattern, and you don't, but you know what I mean? You don't sound like you were raised around Jewish people if you are Jewish.
Bitch.
You don't sound like you were raised in
You're
like
a troll, man.
were you raised in a Hasidic community?
I've been there. I've been in the Hasidic scene
Okay,
before.
were you raised
I was
there?
not raised a Hasid. I've been
Okay.
there more than you have. I don't
well,
know
first
why
of all,
you're.
you don't know that. Number two, I want to ask you: were you raised Reform or conservative? What were you raised?
What is it? Why do you care?
Well, because you think that you're just Jewish by your birth, but I really only count religious Jews as Jews. I mean, you obviously have not had enough contact with your culture to really behave like what I would consider a Jew.
That's That's insane.
There's a reason why you act like a Gentile, because you're more influenced by Gentile culture than by Jewish culture.
That's hilarious, dude.
Oh, really? So how religious were you raised?
What the fuck is wrong with you? That's so
Okay,
funny.
So Claire, do you think that Jordan? Claire, do you think
You're
that
gonna tell like an atheist-leaning Muslim from a Muslim family that he's not really Muslim because they weren't Shia or some shit?
No, he's not really Muslim since he's atheist.
Are you arguing that I'm not really Jewish? That I haven't really been in that scene?
But are you only Jewish because your mom was Jewish? Because if your dad
Can
was
you
Jewish,
pray
then your
in
mom
Yiddish
was
or
Jew?
Hebrew like me?
Wait, who's Jewish? Your mom or your dad?
My mom. You fucking
Okay, but
bitch.
do you believe if it was just your dad, would you be Jewish or no?
According to rabbinic law, no.
Okay, so you believe that ethnicity only goes through one. You're the only ethnicity that can only come through the mother on Earth. All other ethnicities can come through both mother and father. You believe that?
Jews will consider a man a Jew when he is born to a Jewish mother.
Okay, but so you're the only ethnicity on Earth that it only comes through the mother.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
Okay, you think that? Can you name another race? Black, Chinese, Japanese? That only the mom.
I think you're getting into really confusing, petty shit that I don't know exactly what you're trying to argue.
I think you don't want to answer the question.
I think you just want to argue for the sake of arguing.
No, this is actually a serious thing. Do you actually believe this? You said I am a Jew. What makes you a Jew? Is it just because your mom's Jewish? Have you done anything else to show that you're Jewish? Because what if your dad was
Why would I
Jewish?
have to prove that I come from a Jewish background?
Well, if you didn't come from a Jewish
You want to see
background,
my bank balance?
you wouldn't be considered a Jew by the state of Israel unless you became an Orthodox Jew if you didn't come from a Jewish background. You couldn't even.
I've been offered birthright trips. I've registered. I decided not to go because of the Gaza war, and I think they're fucking insane there. I think that the Jewish. I think Netanyahu is fucking insane. I think that whole scene. I don't want to be a part of it. So
I'm just saying you behave more.
I went to Israel in 2006. I know how to pray in Hebrew. I know the basics.
Okay.
Why should I? Can you prove to me that you're really gay?
How close do you follow Talmud? How close do you follow Talmudic lifestyle? How close did you follow the Talmudic lifestyle? Like at all, or do you eat pork?
What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why this is funny. It's funny to watch, but it's a little annoying to participate in.
No, fine, Claire. Do you think first of all, Claire would have you struck off the register of Jews because you're not really participating in Jewish religion. So she would also not consider you a Jew. She would have a rabbi declare you as a non-Jew.
You yap more than like a drunk girl at a bar.
Claire, isn't that true? Wouldn't you have him struck off the registry? She would under secular Koranism, under her secular Koranism. Go
struck
ahead,
off
Claire.
or what? Sorry, I missed that bit.
Okay, Jordan, since he is guilty of violating some of the capital offenses of Judaism, like breaking Sabbath and such like that, and he doesn't follow any kind of religious stuff like that, wouldn't he be struck off the register of Jews under secular Koranism?
Yeah, any Jew who commits any of the 36 capital offenses of the Torah would be struck off the register of Jews, but Jews would be required to put themselves on the register of Jews.
And can I ask you, Claire, when Jordan speaks as being a Jew, do you really take it that seriously? If he's just living the lifestyle of a Gentile?
I guess, well, he said something that made me think immediately that he did believe in God, but only as a Gentile. But then it turns out that he's a Jew.
Okay, but do you really would you go to Jordan as like a Jewish, like if you were like, oh, what is it to be Jewish? Would you rely on Jordan's explanation for what it is to be Jewish?
I don't think he's an observant Jew. Is he?
He's not. No,
yeah,
he's not.
So I wouldn't go to him because he's not observant.
So you wouldn't consider him
Why do you have a crush on me, dude?
Why do you not like being interrogated? What are you trying to hide?
Interrogate? Why are you interrogating me?
Well,
What am I? What?
He's just
I
Like,
interrogate
measuring your
everyone. Well, obviously
Jewishness.
we're having a disagreement. We're having a disagreement, and I'm just asking Claire her opinion.
He's just measuring your Jewishness.
Yeah, I'm measuring your Jewishness, and you're low in it.
I'm low.
You are. What makes you Jewish? Tell me what makes you Jewish.
I can't do this, dude.
Can you name one thing that makes you Jewish besides your
His
mom being a
mum.
Jew? Besides that,
What are you?
what are you, circumcised? Is that it? I'm circumcised. What else do you do? Do you keep kosher?
Why are you like criticizing me for not being Jewish enough? Are
Well,
you?
because you're
You're.
just.
I'm
I
assuming
don't.
you're
I'm
not
telling
Jewish.
you that I don't really consider you Jewish. I don't. And you're giving me no reason to consider you Jewish.
He's kind of
I
no-eyed
think
if
you're
he
an
believes in
asshole.
God.
Claire, Claire, okay, so you would have him struck from the registry of Jews, but you still socially want to believe he's Jewish.
No.
A Jew is a person who's born to a Jewish mother.
But not a Jewish father. So you're the only tribe on earth that only comes through the mother. Okay. You're the only ethnicity that only can come through the mom.
You're just trying to win some kind of like fake argument.
No, because it's based on that's religious. It's not an ethnic distinction. It's just like superstition.
It is ethnic. People don't want to say it. People don't want to admit it, but it is an ethnic. It's a diaspora. It's a bloodline.
You can get ethnicity from either side, mother or father. Doesn't work like that. You're not like magic.
If you had a black guy from Detroit put on a yarmulke and say, "I'm a Jew," and he could waltz into a synagogue, you're awfully wrong.
He can convert to Jews. I know black Jews who converted.
And they're token Jews. They don't actually see them as Jews.
They're Jews. They're real
Jews.
Jews.
They do not see them as Jews.
Okay.
If you think if you think a rabbi in a yarmulke considers, if a black guy from Detroit goes into a synagogue, you think he's actually gonna like consider him like fully Jewish, like the same as he is?
I think he'll consider him more Jewish than like some.
Oh my fucking god, man! How many rabbis have you met?
They would rather have a black heterosexual Jew than some gay sodomite. Yeah, they would. They would. Who do you think is more valuable, a Hasidic black Jew or a gay Jew?
Is Jordan gay?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What do you think is more valuable to the Jewish community? A black convert to Orthodox Judaism or a gay secular atheist born Jew?
Well, a non-heretical Jew.
Okay, so it doesn't matter their race. As long as they're Orthodox and non-heretical, race is less important.
I don't even want to. I'm like, this is such a retarded conversation.
No, well, the thing is that if I ask Claire, Claire, you like to get really polite with people when it's like the most annoying time. You're trying to be super polite.
Oh,
the
you
point
want me to be rude to Jordan, but you're. I thought you were being
okay.
nasty.
Well, I'm asking you tough questions, and all of a sudden you want to get soft with him because you had a nice conversation with him. Usually, you're very distinctive about like, oh yeah, I would have him struck off the registry. Like you've already said you'd have him struck off the registry, but like you're just like playing soft with him.
Oh, okay. So he is gay. Did he just say he was gay?
No, he's not.
No.
But if he were gay, then he'd be struck off. Or if he
I know. But Claire, are you telling me in your opinion that he, as a Jew who does not keep kosher, who might be breaking every one of the 36 capital
offenses, he desperately wants to, he's trying to claw you in, he's trying to drag you into agreeing with him.
No, I know, Claire. Are you saying that he's more Jewish than a black
he needs other people to agree with him?
Jew? Are you saying
he's terrified of people disagreeing with him?
He's more so, Claire. You believe that he's more valuable as a Jew than a black?
Look at how desperate he is. He's desperate to. He's desperate. This person is a psychopath.
Claire, give your answer.
Well, obviously, if God exists, then God would approve of the observant Jew more than
whether he was black or what. And what if it was a black convert Jew? Is that less? Does that make him less of a Jew and less important?
Well, it shouldn't be because unless he converted to Judaism and then he broke the Sabbath and
No, he
wasn't a
didn't.
very
No,
good Jew.
Claire, Claire, what? Oh, it's very simple. Who does God favor? An observant black Jew or Jordan who doesn't observe anything?
The observant black convert.
Okay, thank you. I don't know why you're like, you're scared to offend him.
No, I wasn't being scared. I wasn't sure what you wanted. Maybe I missed my cue, but
Well, usually you're very like unforgiving with non-kosher Jews. You don't like.
She's too polite to admit that you're fucking psycho and unpleasant to interact with.
No,
well, the
well,
thing
she
is, he
agreed with
did say he
me.
believed in God, so I have to give that to him.
Okay, I know you want to throw. You need to put in a but. Well, the black Jew, but he's a Noahide. But it's like you can't just. You need to soften it up. You need. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, no, not okay. Okay, here's the example. So, you can be a Jew, but you're not observant. Then you get struck off the register.
And you're no longer a Jew.
Yeah, and then
Okay, so can
yeah.
we agree Jordan in our eyes is not a Jew?
Well, I haven't struck him off.
But he doesn't keep kosher.
But that's not a death penalty
Okay, if
under
he
the
worked on
Torah.
Sabbath, if he worked on, let's say he did one act of work on Sabbath.
Then I guess that would.
Why do you gain your self-worth from people agreeing with you?
What if he worked what if he worked on Sabbath, Claire?
That's kind of like
Claire,
psychopath behavior.
I don't know why you're being so like
Defensive.
passive today.
This guy is interrogating me about how Jewish I am for the past like 20 fucking minutes.
Well, Claire also
he
doesn't think you're
that.
Jewish,
He
but
does
she's just
that,
being
so I'm
polite.
used to it.
No, you're just being polite. He's not Jewish, and you don't believe he's Jewish. You just don't want to say it.
No, but there are Jews who say they are Jews, but they're secular, was his name?
I know, but you consider him Jewish since you would have him in your state?
He would be struck off then if
Okay,
if
so
he's
do you
not
consider him
observant.
Jewish? Do you consider him Jewish?
Well, yeah. I mean, okay.
Okay,
No,
so
I
then
haven't
you're
struck
not
him.
serious, Claire. So you don't have principles then. If you said you would strike him off the registry as a Jew, but then you say you're considering him Jewish, then that's a contradiction and you stand for nothing.
Let me explain how the process is done. So under my system, all Jews would be put on a register if they want to be Jews, but the registrar will not be me. It would be a rabbi. So so the Jews can't complain. Oh, you're telling us what to do. It's like, no, it's a rabbi.
Wasn't this guy? Sorry, go on.
And the rabbi would be the registrar, and he would have to.
Okay, so are you saying that if there was an unscrupulous rabbi who said that you could be sodomized and work on the Sabbath, and I'm still not taking you off the register, then you would just say whatever the rabbi said? So Jordan is Jewish, no matter it depends on the rabbi. That's your answer?
No, then the integrity of the rabbi and the registrar would have to be questioned.
Okay, so you cannot answer a simple question whether you believe Jordan is Jewish or not, or the answer is
Well,
yes.
I can't undo him
We're
now.
talking about concrete solutions for white people or something.
Making a list and putting people on it is a concrete solution. Yes, that's something concrete. Idiot.
What are you, a fucking Nazi? Gay Nazi.
Okay. We're talking about Claire's list, not my list. We're talking about her list.
I can't make him not Jewish.
No, but you can't. No, Claire, you don't have the audacity to actually say what you believe should be put into practice.
No, I okay.
Claire, you can't say that he's not Jewish.
It's not my role, but I would expect the registrar rabbi to strike him off. But there might be, some quite lenient.
Okay, so now Jews can be sodomized and work on the Sabbath and break all 36 capital offenses, and you'll consider them Jews now because you had a nice conversation with Jordan.
It's up to the registrar.
Wow. Okay, Claire, fine.
But I will
really
question the integrity of the registrar.
Okay, so you will allow Jews to commit all 36 capital offenses, and they won't be taken off the register. So this means this
And then if the
register is meaning.
registrar say, then I would say, well, why haven't you taken him off? I would ask.
Claire, you just said that you would leave it up to the registrar, and if they wanted to be lenient about this, they could be.
Yeah, but if they break all the 36 capital offences, then
Okay, what if they only break one? Then you're still
yeah,
going to
then
count.
maybe I might look the other way. But if they're
Okay,
going
then you don't
around
really have
sort of,
principles, Claire. Claire, you don't really have
I'm
principles.
about to leave. I hope you don't let this gay guy drag down your life.
Claire, then you really don't have principles.
I've explained to you the mechanism.
No,
Okay,
you
so
don't have principles. No, you don't have principles. There's not. You don't stand
no,
for
I
what a
have to
Jew is and
leave
what
it
is
up
not a
to the
Jew.
rabbi.
Don't let this guy
Don't
bully
you
you and tell you don't
understand?
have principles.
You
It's up
don't have
to
principles.
another Jew to
You
consider
can't even
whether.
define what a Jew is. You can't
He
No,
define.
I
doesn't
can
have
leave it to
principles.
the. Okay,
Jew.
I'm a Gentile, so it would have to be another Jew to undo another Jew, right?
You know what, Claire? If I told you, yet you would bow to a Jewish court, a Jewish rabbi who allowed sodomites on the Jewish
No, I would
register.
question it, obviously.
No, well, you question it, but you would questioning it is not saying I wouldn't tolerate it. You question it. I asked if you would tolerate it.
No, because what I would do is go to other rabbis and say, look, this registrar rabbi, what do you think of him allowing all these, adulterers, sodomites, and breakers of Sabbath, etc., etc. You know, I wouldn't just leave it. I'd have to question it. It's like, obviously these Jews get themselves into trouble by, saying they are Jews but living like
Claire, why
Gentiles.
can't you just say, I have a principled stand about what a Jew is? That means you cannot be breaking the 36 capital offenses. If you are breaking one of the 36 capital offenses, I don't consider you Jewish. What's so hard of you saying that?
Because I have to get the rabbi to do it. It's a process that has to go through another Jew.
Okay, and and if you couldn't find a single rabbi to agree with you that sodomites and adulterers should not be struck off the register, you would just accept it and accept them as Jews above you.
No, I don't think Jews are above us. It's
Fine,
just
you
that
would accept them as Jews. You would accept sodomites and adulterers as Jews on the list. Admit it, you would. If the rabbis were corrupt enough to not strike them
You
off
don't
the list,
need a
I would
rabbi
think of
to tell
something.
you that you were born to a Jewish family. You're being fucking retarded.
it's not my system, it's
DNA
Claire's
test,
system.
it would
You're calling
say
her
approximately.
retarded. You know you're calling her retarded because it's her system, not mine.
No, I'm calling you retarded because you're fucking irritating, and I thought it would be a fun, silly conversation, but then I quickly realized you're like really fucking irritating. You're asking me. You're talking about a hypothetical scenario about a council of rabbis to decide if I was born to a Jewish family or not. When obviously,
this is Claire's system, not mine, but she's not being consistent.
Okay,
what are you like?
the
Why?
purpose of the system is to make sure that Jews who want to call themselves Jews are observant, because when they're not observant, when they're gay and obviously not observant, they cause a lot of trouble to themselves.
No, but your position is if the rabbis were corrupt enough to accept gays, you would just keep your mouth shut.
No, I would question the rabbi and say,
what if you couldn't get another ruling?
And maybe get that registrar rabbi replaced. That's what I do.
So then you do. So if you're saying if the rabbi comes up with decisions you don't like, you'll replace them.
Yeah, I'd make inquiries.
Okay, so then why can't you just say I have a personal standard for who is and who is not a Jew, and if the rabbi doesn't keep my personal standard, then I'm going to remove them. So you have a standard. So why are you considering Jordan Jewish if you actually have standards about what a Jew is?
Well, okay, he's a heretical Jew if he breaks a Sabbath or does any of the other stuff. I mean, the whole point of these laws is to work out whether the Jew is righteous or not.
Well,
Because
is Jordan a
technically, you
righteous
can't
Jew?
you can be a Jew and say, oh, but I'm a Hindu, and I'm a Messianic Jew and whatever. I mean, it's the same for, well, Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. It's like, yeah, I'm a Jack Mormon. I don't really follow the rules, but I still call myself Mormon. There'll be all these Christians who call themselves cultural Christians, but they don't believe in the Trinity or even in God, you know. But so there's certain standards to judge these people by. And I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
know. So it's just you're being this is your
I'm
way
just
of
making the point that
okay, you're trying to say something without saying it. You're trying not to be offensive.
no, I'm not.
So
It's not even because I'm trying to protect his feelings. I'm just saying that these matters have to be decided by another Jew.
that you would appoint, and if they came up with the wrong decision, you would reappoint someone new.
Yeah,
You're
and I
making
have to
you're
go through the
making
proper
similar. You're
channels.
you're making Joseph Goebbels and Adolf Hitler look like Little League with your rainbow racial profiling.
Yeah, but you see, the Nazis actually established their own standard of who is Jewish or not. I'm not. I'm letting Jews decide who is Jewish. What's wrong with that? At least I'm minding my own
No, but
business.
you're okay, Claire. But you appoint the rabbi that agrees that checks everybody off, and then you say if he doesn't do what you want, you'll fire him. So you're in charge.
Well, indirectly, because I mean, obviously, the registrar has to be doing his job.
So why don't you just say I have standards for who is a
Okay,
Jew and who is not?
I'm gonna go. You guys have a good night.
Thank you for
Okay,
coming,
good night.
Jordan.
All right, bye.
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 No, I have to emphasize that, I'm not going to be a Nazi and just say somebody's a Jew and somebody isn't, and, and I'm a completely Gentile authority. I have to, for, reasons of procedural propriety, allow Jews to decide who is Jewish and who isn't. That's why I hesitated. It's sort of like, well,
Yeah, but you couldn't answer the question.
I
It took
have
you
to leave
forever.
it. Yeah, but
It took you forever to answer the question as if these rabbis were corruptive and now enough to let sodomites and adulterers on the list. You couldn't bring yourself to say that you would, you had to think 3, 4, 5 times in order to get to the decision that you wouldn't take their advice.
yeah, but anyway, I finally resolved the situation by saying if these registrars are obviously not doing their job properly, then I would have to replace them. Because what's happening to them now is like anybody can call themselves a Jew. How would you feel if anybody can call themselves gay and they're not even gay? Wouldn't that be really annoying for you?
Yeah, but
But that's
being
all I'm trying to. That's the only point I'm trying to make. That it's your group, so your people in your group should be able to decide who is or isn't a properly practicing member. I mean, how would you feel if there was a gay, a lesbian, and I say, oh, she's one of yours. She's like a gay man, when she obviously isn't. And then I said, oh, no, you can't kick her out just because you don't like her being a lesbian. It just wouldn't work, would it? It'd be outrageous, in fact. Or Yeah, and you know, if you had the right to decide who is or isn't a secular Koranist, you might have an opinion on it, but you know, there should be amongst the group of secular Koranists the leader who is entitled to admit members as well as expel them. And if you're not a secular Koranist, it's sort of not within your power to, you know, make these things. It's like you're not part of the group. You don't have standing to include or exclude people. It's like, oh, but Vincent, you're not even in the Republican Party. How can I, you know, and how would you be expected to expel any member of the Republican Party? It's ridiculous to expect you to do that. That's all I'm trying to say. Not because I was trying to, you know, flatter him or something.
Claire, it must be late by you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Thank you for having me. It's been a fun few hours.
Good, great. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.